Hi, this is day 6, my final day of my exam marker video diary for you, because we are coming to the end of referee marking. So as you can see, it's daylight now. I've just popped back to come and grab my bits and pieces to start finishing up, and here's what I want to share with you today from referee marking, what I've been thinking about. So first of all, referee marking is when they pick out some of the top markers, that's both in terms of accuracy and time, to go through and remark any papers that have got 2 different marks from the first time around of marking. Obviously, we don't remark any of the papers that we might have marked on the first round. So it's been really interesting. It has gone on longer than everybody predicted, for this unit in particular. It's for a couple of reasons, and one of the reasons is it has been a tricky unit to mark. And as I've said previously, if you haven't seen my other video diaries so far, go back, check them out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to catch before this one. Because it is a very open-ended question, particularly for an exam question. So there's also been, not only has it taken a long time to mark, there has been a lot of referee marking to do, unfortunately. But this is what this tells me. The ones that we've been referee marking have been even harder to mark, even tougher to mark, even harder, and I mean this in terms of reading through and being able to pick out where the student is meeting the criteria, where the student is answering the question, where the student is accessing the success criteria, because maybe their answers are a little bit jumbled. Maybe they have got some of the required information or skills within their answer, but it's not clear. And this is what I always like to hammer home to students. Part of dissecting the question and part of that exam technique is to be able to then know what the question is asking for and how to give it to the examiners. Not only that, but secondly, is to be able to structure your answer in a way that makes it clear and simple for the marker to mark. And that isn't to make our lives easy, it's so that you can be sure of picking up every single mark or grade or tick against the criteria boxes that you possibly can, that your answer warrants. Because what this has clearly shown to me is, right, there are some markers that are picking up on this particular little thing that's been hidden in amongst all of this other stuff within this answer, and there's some markers that haven't, because otherwise why would we be giving it 2 different grades on the first round of marking, but from 2 different people? The ones that haven't come through on referee marking are, of course, the responses that are clearly structured, that absolutely respond to the question in the way it needed to be answered, and that put across their information clearly, succinctly, with clarity, in an order. So it is easy to miss things when you are marking literally hundreds, sometimes thousands of papers, because this has been such a big question or a big unit to mark. I'm up to 930 papers. Haven't quite broken the 1,000 mark, and I won't before it finishes because we're right towards the end. But wouldn't that be a shame if your answer had something in there? And remember, not all exam papers get marked in this level of detail. If it's in an in-school assessment or an internal exam, they're not going to be marked twice unless someone really goes, oh, can you help me just look at this? But it's unlikely. What a shame if your answer misses out on a little tick next to a criteria box or a particular mark on a mark scheme just because it wasn't clear that that information was in there, because it got interweaved or interspersed or jumbled in with all of the other information in that answer. So that's my final tip for this week. It comes from, like I said, 930 exam papers that I have marked and referee marked. And I hope that a lot of the tips that I've shared with you and insights and behind the scenes information has been super useful If you know anyone else who might benefit from this, whether it's a student, whether it's a parent, please feel free to share these videos. I want to get these messages and this help out as wide as possible. If you've got any feedback, just either leave me a comment underneath here, whether it's on the blog or in Facebook. Feel free to message me, and my email is katie.price@rocksolidstudy.com.au. That's it from me for now. Back to normal blogs after this, and have a great week, and I'll see you soon.